Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Supergirl. This time we are on the season 4 finale of Supergirl, and I would have reacted to episode 21 as well, but time was not on my side, and I was forced to watch that in my own time. But like even the last one isn't even up. Well, by the time you're watching this, it very much should be up. But yeah, I think episode 20 I watched in my own time. Episode 21 and 22 I was gonna do reactions for, but again, 21 I missed out on the opportunity to do so. And even by now, by the time you're watching this, season 5 will have already started. So even like on that hand, I have the benefit of actually jumping straight into season 5 instead of suffering like the majority of you guys have been for like all these months, just not knowing what's going to happen. I mean, I don't even know how this finale is going to end, what's going to be uncovered, and what's going to like unfold for our characters. I think I've heard big stuff about it, like it's a really shocking finale, as finales should be. I mean, finales are either shocking or cliffhangery or both. But yeah, I think in the last one we had Lex's kind of complete control of everything that's going on being uncovered. The president was working with him. I think I don't know if the president. I mean, the president was working with him, but I don't know if the president actually knew about Lex's plans. Like Lex's plans included staging an attack on the US by pretending to side with Kaznia, and then whilst they were launching an attack, to stop them and then to stage it, so to make himself out to be the hero. And at the end of the last episode, we saw that actually succeeded. Like, he had actually he'd supposedly taken down Red Daughter and used his exosuit and everything to stop to prevent the attack from Kaznia on the US. And then the president made an announcement marking him out to be the hero and all of that stuff. So that happened. No idea where that's going to lead. But yeah, he had control over the whole Ben Lockwood situation as well, and which makes sense because he was the one who actually loaned out Mercy and Otis Graves to Ben Lockwood, but Ben had no idea that Lex was in control, or at least that he was that much in control, and he played right into his hand. And in the end, he killed Otis. He tore his heart out and then just dropped it on the floor and everything. So Otis is now, I think, well, I presume he's dead now unless someone plugs his heart back in. But that happened. So his plan has been pretty much complete. He helped Kaznia launch the attack with Red Daughter, stopped Red Daughter, ergo stopping Kaznia, and he's now been marked out as the hero. So where we go from there, we'll just have to wait and see. We had Lena working with her mother just a little bit, using a neurotoxin and also a baby truth seeker to actually draw the truth out from her, to see if there was any way to actually extract the Harunel from Ben Lockwood's body. And speaking of that Harunel, we see that it's actually, I mean, it took effect on James after a while as well, but the first effect we saw it happening was the deterioration on Ben Lockwood. Like, he kept on scratching his head, and then bits of his hair would actually come out. And then Ben, after stopping Lockwood from attacking Otis, we eventually saw him bleeding Harunel from his ears and his eyes and everything, and his eyes turned white and stuff, and he was just going mad and everything. So Lena gave Lillian a day to actually figure out a way to do it, or else she would have just not given Lillian the antidote for said neurotoxin. But she did come through with it. She did come through with it in the end, and then Lena had actually genuinely poisoned Lillian. That was something I did not see coming. Like, she's like had the truth seeker been on her, that would have been uncovered a whole lot much longer ago. Much longer ago. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, by the end of it, she did give Lillian the antidote for this neurotoxin. So she stabilized the Harunel by plugging more into him after having studied it for a day. So I assume James is not only okay, but he also gets to keep his superpowers, and there's no more breaking down of his insides and outsides and all of that stuff. So that's good. Brainy, him and Nia went along with the whole capturing thing. He tried to impersonate Ben Lockwood, didn't really go too well. And then they were both captured for real, and then Nia was locked up in a container, but then Brainy was actually tortured by the Children of Liberty, and they like knocked a gun to his head, and that kind of rebooted him, and then he went into a whole kind of brainy.exe has stopped working kind of phase, and then he was like, oh, by rebooting me you have like aligned me with my more evil and uncooperative kind of ancestors and stuff, and he was like, oh, that's where your mistake was, and then he just beat the crap out of them, shot a few of them, and then he became this whole different version of himself. I don't think it was necessarily new, because I think the way I think, like, to me, Brainy, I think he's a techno-organic being, so he does have some biological components to him, which I think includes counterparts, like traits and attributes of his past counterparts, like, as he is from the future, so other Brainiacs before him, like aspects from those Brainiacs are included in his own body. So I think he said his ancestors are very, very bad people, so I think those ones are the ones he's more aligned with now after the reboot, and after that he kind of became a more came off as a more malevolent version of Brainy than when he used to, and then he opted to leave Nia behind to see where the portal leads, and then when Jean told him to go back and save Nia, he put Jean into the same boat. So I don't know what's happening with Brainy. He said, he's now free or something, so I don't know if he thinks he's free to do what he wants as he wants, or free to do what he sees fit, but it's a very different and not so good Brainy that I'm seeing here, so hopefully he can be rebooted again, back to the soft, cuddly blue boy that we all know and love, instead of this one who puts other people's lives like in danger just to prove a point, as it so seems so far. But yeah, that's Brainy, and that's the attack. But we also had Alex remembering everything. She saw the fight, but she saw the fight at the end between Kara and Red Daughter, well, Supergirl and Red Daughter. But as the fight was going on, she started unlocking more and more memories from the past, like her and younger Kara almost falling off a cliff, and Kara blowing some ice into the air to make it snow on Christmas, and there's just all sorts of different memories they have, like actual happy memories they have together as sisters. And then she eventually remembered, like, oh, Kara is Supergirl, and then I know this was meant to be a really, really uplifting and emotional moment, but the fact that she resorted to actually tearing grass out the ground, being like, oh yeah, there's sunlight in this, and, take the sunlight from that, like, that kind of made me chuckle just a little bit, because it's like, okay, so Supergirl, Red Daughter plunged the sky into darkness, so there's no sunlight, no solar energy for her to absorb and heal herself. So you're resorting to making her photosynthesize? Is that it? But then it actually worked. Like, she actually did listen to Alex, and she actually did start drawing like solar energy from the farthest plants and trees and whatnot, and it actually did get absorbed into her. So, I mean, I get it. It was an emotional thing. Like, Alex was remembering Kara, and she was actually, helping her revive herself, and Kara was healing and being all that stuff. But like, in my mind, I was just like, wait, so she's actually doing the, like, not even human, but the actual alien equivalent of photosynthesizing, really? Is that how they're pulling this off? I mean, hey, it was still a good moment to see, that, like, she remembers, Kara's still alive, Alex remembers everything, so all in all, it's still a fun, good moment. But yeah, that still kind of got a little bit of a chuckle out of me, just a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much all I remember from the last one, and also mostly the one before that. But yeah, the finale, episode 22, The Quest for Peace. Let's start it. So the Kazians have no idea what's coming. They have no idea that their ally is about to stop them in tremendous ways. And here Lex comes to the rescue. You crafty son of a bitch. It looks like a cross between Iron Man and the Destroyer.
What can I say? I'm proud to be an American.
No.
We have breaking news coming out of the White
Oh,
House.
do not tell me she killed Red Daughter.
I hate Kryptonians. And what are you? A Kryptonian.
Don't listen to him, Krasnia.
Let me die.
No. No.
I have bigger plans for
You deserve to be alive for more than what he has planned for you.
I have pardoned Mr. Luthor.
Oh wait, but
Appointing him the new secretary.
Lockwood's injecting untested serums, isn't he? The stock that he stole. That's all untested stuff. Yeah. So it can only keep him stable for so long.
Everything alien.
And eventually he's going to be ODing on this stuff. Because he keeps plugging into him.
It's an invitation to the White House from Lex.
That's a trap. That's a trap.
That's
That's a trap.
People I care about, and I care
That's a straight up trap.
that will turn Argo into a blazing inferno and Superman into, well, ash.
May I
Oh,
speak with you
Jesus.
privately?
Excuse me.
He's going to
For a moment,
destroy the
please
entire
enjoy the view
planet?
of the South Lawn, famous for its.
I mean, Superman's there because Lois is having a baby. That's a human he's killing as well.
I've already poisoned his tea. If he'd stopped running his mouth long enough to take a sip, he'd be dead by now.
Oh, oh.
We
You
never
expect
discussed Superman.
Lex to not talk about himself for
Always
once?
the plan. I just.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oof, oof. Oh, okay, yeah, revolution time. Revolution time. Okay, good. Powers are back. Nice.
Okay, people are going to be talking about this article like they did with Woodward and Bernstein.
I don't care if they're talking about it as long as they listen.
She
to
better
us.
be winning awards for this
Task
article. She
executed.
had better be winning awards.
Lillian Luthor.
Oh, so what, you expect her to
Concentrate
draw
your
on the
energy molecules
fucking
in
window?
paper and ionize it.
I think he means right on it.
Brainy, I am so done with you at this point. Shelly, yeah, Shelly Island. Okay, there we go.
I promise there's no polonium-210 in it. Like you put in my tea. Killing your own son with ionizing radiation. Now that is on brand.
Oh, someone had to try it. Might as well have been
May have
Lillian.
aged you prematurely, but you
Facts are
How Lex Luthor
irrelevant.
betrayed America. Yeah, keep talking, Lexi boy. Keep talking, Lexi boy. Yep.
Even when
The
they do,
truth is coming out now. Tase him up. Ground pound. There we go. There we go. Yeah, good thing James has super strength now. Now he's actually a match for them. Oh god, and he's suiting up. Yep, purple and green. Such a horrible color combination.
Don't get any ideas.
you wretched little traitor.
Oh, Lena, you sweet little badass. Oh, Lillian with the pepper spray.
That's my girl.
That is your girl. Yeah. It's time someone knocked Eve the frick out. Might as well be Lena, the one she stabbed right in the back. She's got the extraction thingies. Whoa. Oh, it's Lex, isn't it? It's Lex. It's Lex.
Miraculously resurface.
Yep.
Glossy cape and your perfect hair.
Let me let you in
Very
on a little
perfect
secret,
hair.
Lex.
Very perfect. Oh, kryptonite shield. Oh no, just a kryptonite ray. Oh, she's got a new nano suit.
You could make me
Nice.
sister for this.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, Lex. For the record, Lex would make a terrible brother-in-law. Terrible, terrible brother-in-law.
If I help him.
Aww. He finally said it. Oh no. Oh, he's taking the Harrow out of him. And he's taking the Harrow back. Yeah, double extraction. That's how we do it. Double extraction. Now no one gets the Harrow. Oh god. Oh, Krasnia. Krasnia. She took the hit.
My Alex was nothing like your Alex. Protect
Oh,
your
Krasnia, please make it. Please make it.
protected my
No, please, Krasnia, make it, make it, make it. Oh, come on. No.
This is for Red Daughter.
Yep. Avenge her, Kara. Damn, that really sucks. Why could they not just let her live? Let her be the one who helps her take down Lex.
I'd rather die.
Oh god, of course. It's only like Lex to let his ego get in the way of his own life. Ugh. Okay, there was no way I expect him to survive that. There was no way he could have survived that. No, oh no, he made it. He friggin' made it. He actually made it.
No more
Whoa.
superpowers for you.
Ah!
Lena,
No more hand out for him either.
What can I say,
Great.
Lex?
Come on, give me a hand.
Oh, snap.
come on, Lena.
Oh, is she actually gonna do it?
This is no time for theatrics.
Is she actually gonna kill
We
him?
both know, no matter how much you despise me,
Is she actually
you're
gonna
not
kill him?
ruthless enough to pull that trigger.
Oh, damn! She's finally getting back at him.
The world
All the years of
will never
pain.
be a safe place with you in it.
Your friends have been lying to you. From
Oh no. Oh no. No.
Alex,
No. No, 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 no.
Rainey,
No.
your own mother,
No.
mocked you.
No, no, no. No, tell me he's not actually doing this. Tell me he's not doing this.
Every
He's actually telling her.
dangerous is Supergirl.
No.
I'm about to die. But at least I lived without ever being a fool.
Oh god, Lena. Oh no. Oh, Lex, you utter dickbag. Oh, Lena, please. Lena, oh god. Lena, please trust me. This is not what you make of it, okay? This is not what you think of it.
Emperor's expose.
We have been through a lot of intense stuff together in a short amount of time, haven't we?
That would be the understatement of the century.
Yeah.
You've been through a lot.
So
Memories,
here's the strange part.
adoption, which failed.
I haven't felt like this in a long time, and I just felt like I had to.
Aww.
Ditto.
Well, so they get together too.
See nothing.
Brainy on a date night, Alex and Kelly getting together. That's great. Aww.
James will be here soon, and then the whole family will be.
Oh, Christ. Killing her brother.
You're with me, right?
Always.
Good.
Can we be sure of that? After what was just unveiled?
I've lived that heartbreak, and I want to make sure nobody else has to. If humans
Good on
and
you,
aliens
George.
can just listen to each other, then we can stand up united against those who see.
That's what I like to see. Growth. Development. Holy crap, it's the monitor.
Am I? Earth. It can't be.
It's Earth 38.
For too long.
What's the monitor doing here? Is Crisis coming this early?
Avenge yourself against the brother who wronged you.
Brave or prey. John Jones.
Another Martian? Wait. Another Martian? Another green oh crap. Oh crapsicle. So many questions. So much stuff happening. Okay, so that ending, let's start with the ending. That latest ending. So the monitor is here. So I mean, we know Crisis on Infinite Earths is coming. That's this year's crossover, and it is going to be a big crossover. It's going to be a big crossover, like I'm envisioning Endgame style, or at least Endgame size. But there's another Martian. Like he looks exactly like Jean in his true Martian form, but he apparently isn't Jean. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he said he's coming for John Jones, so I mean, I'm assuming he holds a grudge against John himself, but or maybe he's a Jean from another Earth, because the monitor didn't specify which Earth. He just said you're on Earth. So I assume, because like this one looks exactly like Jean, so he could be a doppelganger from another Earth. So I'm assuming that's how this is. But the Monitor is setting things up. The Monitor is setting things the hell up. But he said he'll help him exact his vengeance against Jean or something, or like his vengeance for his people. So stuff is going down. Stuff is going to go sideways with Jean, I presume. But Leviathan is a new thing, like to do with Eve. Like the only thing that's coming in, like that old lady, like even she said that, you know, Lex was supposed to pull the needle or push the needle or something, but even that didn't work. So even Lex was a puppet in all of this. Leviathan is the even bigger name at play in this instance. So Eve is still going to be around, I presume. She's still going to be around and kicking and still screwing things up in season 5. So we've got plenty of that to look forward to. But what else? I think I want to sort of quickly, Alex and Kelly, that was a great thing. It's good to see them getting together again. I made a mistake, like, you know, to actually symbolize, as part of my notes, to actually symbolize that they are actually getting together. I wrote a little heart next to the name, but it was only after I actually drew the heart, I looked at the names and I realized I wrote Alex and Lena instead of Alex and Kelly. So, yeah, truth be told, I have been reading a lot of, well, I say a lot, it's just been a few every other hour, like Alex and Lena kind of fanfics on Tumblr. But what can I say, that like the fluff pieces on them are actually quite good. The fluff pieces are actually quite good. But yeah, there are actually a lot of Alex and Lena shippers out there, so I see your work, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But Alex and Kelly are getting together, not Alex and Lena. Alex and Kelly are getting together, so that's really cool to see. I think they go along really, really well this season. You know, I feel like on the one hand, I think it's like I would have liked it if Kelly had actually been brought in a little sooner rather than later, like rather than like almost 3/4 of the way through the season. But at the same time, like the time they gave to her and Alex still worked out really well. And you know, like Alex helped her with the whole James situation, Kelly helped her with the adoption situation, so they've been through stuff together, and you know, like they know each other. Kelly herself, she could either be bi or a lesbian, but she still feels the same way as Alex. And her, like Alex's reaction to finding out that Kelly's fiance was a woman as well was just her clocking a fellow woman-loving woman. So yeah. But it is very, very cool to see Alex and Kelly actually tying the knot here in some sense, and actually having their first kiss and everything, and actually joining their hands in romance and all that stuff. So very much looking forward to seeing how they develop into the next season. And I don't know what the time jump's going to be in the next season either. So it could be a few months, could be another year. I don't know. It could be anything. I won't lie, I have seen some pictures from season 5. I've seen one of Kara with bangs, which looks amazing, and her new suit as well, like dropping the skirt fully and replacing it for a good old-fashioned pair of pants. Trousers, that is. I think pants in America means something else, probably. Well, I don't know. I think the translation kind of differs in some way. I don't know which, but she's wearing trousers this time, so it's actually a lot more practical than the skirt flailing around in battle. But her new suit definitely looks very, very cool. So going to be looking forward to that. But what else? Alex and Kelly and Lena and first of all, Lena killed Lex. That I see that as a win. I see that as an absolute win. Because years of pain under his kind of manipulation and torture and deception, even under the guise of him saying, "Oh, she doesn't realize how brilliant she is. She always wants me to tell her, and did this and that and all of that stuff." Like, you know, he doesn't realize that even in the midst of all that kind of secretive appreciation, he still caused her years of pain. And you know, Lena was right. In a world with Lex Luthor is a world that will never be safe. You know, he will always try and break out. He will always try and do something. You know, he will always have his own agenda, and he will always, you know, create and enact new steps to achieve said agenda. So killing him is really the best case scenario here, as you know, as cold-blooded as it was of Lena. I mean, she's not the only one who's killed before of the characters we have, but she did what needed to be done. So for that, I applaud her, if anything. Lex, as cool of a villain as he is someone who needs to be put down, because otherwise he's going to be constantly creating a nightmarish lifestyle for our characters. He's always going to be breaking out. He's always going to be doing something. They're always going to need someone to stop, and like the longer he's alive, the more people die as well, because he has chosen to kill to get to where he is today, and he's killed remorselessly as well. So yeah, but he shocked everyone with his plans as well. He like no one knew what he was gonna do now that he was president. But like his plans to basically intergalactic capitalism, like harnessing the powers and the energy off of aliens to actually create batteries and create like an energy source. And his first plan of like using the energy source to power a new satellite to destroy Argo City and Superman with it. That is very, very much genocidal, and you can understand how even his own mother didn't even see that one coming, and even Eve, like everyone was shocked. And then that's when they finally knew that, okay, we know Lex has all these visions and ideologies that for the most part we agree with, but he's talking about actually killing millions of people here. Like, this is not something we should be like supporting right now. But yeah, I think, and I mean, I would have thought for a second that Lois being on Argo would have actually prompted him to think, but again, it's Lex Luthor. He's killed humans before. One human life, that's even carrying Kryptonian life, or even half Kryptonian life, would not matter to him. Like her being the carrier for a half Kryptonian child would be all the more reason for him to want to have her incinerated along with Superman. So it was, in the moment, it kind of made me think twice, but then afterwards it's like, yeah, that really wouldn't matter to him. If anything, it would make him want to kill her more. But yeah, Lex's plans now will not be enacted because Lex is dead thanks to Lena. But Lex did not die without a few life-changing parting words. Like I didn't see that. I didn't see that footage coming, but that reveal as well was just like, wow. This is how he's choosing to go out. So, instead of some ominous last words, he's like, oh yeah, you're an idiot, Lena. Your friends have been fooling you. Your best friend has been fooling you all along. Your best friend is the one person who's, who you've been who you've been having trust issues with about the whole Luthor super thing. So that just like he had footage recorded of Kara using her powers, of her blowing the security guards away and burning the evidence in Krasnia's in Krasnia's room, and just footage of her using the same powers that Supergirl is known to have, and then him eventually being like, Kara Danvers is Supergirl. So he just dropped that bomb. He just dropped that bomb right on top of him. The look on Lena's face, that is just a look of heartbreak and deception, because she's had issues in the past before with Supergirl not telling her who she is, and that whole thing of like secret keeping and secret sharing. So with this, I mean, it makes it even worse, the fact that it's coming from Lex, like the one person she actually trusts least in the world, who's telling her the one thing she's been dying to know for as long as she's known Supergirl. He's the one telling her, and as expected, he tells her in the most malicious way possible. Like, he doesn't even tell her in a way that, oh, this is your friend, this is who you've been trusting. He tells her in a way that, like, no one could have been more blind in this situation than you. You fell for it. You were dragged along on a string, thinking that they were both two different people and all of that stuff. Like he had the opportunity to twist her mind with it, and he fully took it as Lex Luthor would. So now Lena officially knows that secret is out. Lena officially knows Kara is Supergirl. I have no idea what to truly think about that. I mean, it definitely, like, now, I didn't like with the new seasons coming out, I tried to stray away from any new season info as possible. Like, literally the only thing I actually fell victim to was the new pictures, but even those weren't truly spoiler worthy. Like, Kara getting bangs is not really something that, I mean, it looks fucking great on her, but it's not really something that's going to change the plot of the story in any way. But, her, like, Lena knowing Kara is Supergirl, that changes so much. Like, I mean, is Lena going to confront her with it head on? I mean, she didn't at the game night, not the game night. That would have really raised the tension levels, and I don't think even Kelly doesn't know. Well, I don't think. But yeah, so like that changes all. And like, even if she does confront her, how is she going to do it? Like, because Kara has been lying to her for so long about it. She's been keeping that away from her for so long. I mean, there's no immediate chance that that Lena will understand right off the bat what this means. Like, you know, she like initially speaking, she might think of this as deception, like, oh, you've been lying to my face for all this time, so, you know, I can never trust you again. And then it might take some time for her to actually come around to the truth and, you know, understand things from Supergirl's perspective. But, you know, like, Kara was close to even unveiling it on the plane back in episode 20, I think it was. She actually she was gonna do it. She took off her glasses and Lena had her back to her. But then, you know, after Eve's betrayal, like, Lena just, you know, wanted to be able to trust one more person, and she knew that one more person was Kara. So then and then Kara, you know, knew that she couldn't betray her trust like this right now, because, you know, the question that comes with the reveal is, how long have you been hiding it from her? And with Kara, it's been years. So with that, you know, it's a very, very tricky situation to stumble onto. So it's not like an easy thing for Kara to really delve into and explain. Hopefully once she gets a chance, though. But yeah, now going forward, I think I have a feeling Lena might try and, like, give Kara every opportunity to actually... She might intentionally lay hints. She may lay down the brickwork and actually give her opportunities to actually unveil herself, and then Kara might come close to it, but then something else might happen that pulls her away from it, and then, you know, Lena will eventually just, you know, straight up question to her, why did you never tell me you were Supergirl? Like, that might be the way this unfolds, because, like, we've seen it in the past. Like, she's wanted opportunities, and she's had very, very inch close opportunities, and then something else has happened that has drawn her away from it. So I feel like that might be the case here. Like Lena might question, like, Lena might give her the opportunity to do so, and then Kara decides, you know what, Lex is gone. This is just between me and her now, nothing else. This is just between me and her, a moment between me and her, so I can take this time to actually unveil to her my true identity. And then, again, in true writers' fashion, they might bring in some other moment, like a villain attacking, or some other kind of distress call, or something might happen. And then they get pulled away from the moment again, and then Lena thinks that Kara's still stalling. So then she just decides to question her herself, and then things go right from there. So I'm hoping this does not too badly affect Supercore. I'm hoping Supercore still pulls through and Season 5 actually, you know, initiates that stuff, because I need to see Supercore developing and actually flourishing in the sunlight and not being hidden away in the deep abyss of lies and deception that's just been uncovered. So hopefully Lena and Kara can still sort this out, and they can actually pull through this like a real couple. So yeah, I'm hoping. We can hope. Krasnia, my dear Krasnia, she did not make it. Unfortunately, she did not pull through on this one. I'm shady at that. I'm really salty about that. I'm super salty about that, because Krasnia, in my eyes, she's the kind of character who deserved a redemption arc, maybe somewhat similar to Black Sirens. Like, she was manipulated from the moment she was born into being a killing machine, into thinking that America and Supergirl were the enemy, and to thinking that she was like just like some killing machine for Krasnia to use. But no, she just, she did get redemption in the form of death. Like, she did take the kryptonite shot for Kara, and she did, like, you know, you could transfer her life energy or whatever to actually help Kara fight back against Lex. But at the same time, it's like Krasnia, she deserves to have a life of her own. She was born into like being a weapon for the Krasnian military to use, and again manipulated for months on end by Lex to believe to try and believe who the enemies are and all that stuff. But she never got the chance to live a normal life. Like, that's what she deserved. And I truly think, like, Kara and Alex could have actually helped her integrate into something new in America, and they could have helped her get a new life. Like, she could have been a great character to bring into the new season, and two Supergirls is great as well. Like, while Kara's in one place doing one thing, Krasnia could be in another place doing another thing. She could be an agent of the. They could have done so much with her. They could have done so much, and actually, again, a redemption arc, like her actually becoming the hero that she knows she can be and that she wants to be. But instead, they had to kill her off to a kryptonite bolt, and I appreciate that, like her finally understanding the truth and giving her life over. But at the same time, they should have used, they should have made an opportunity for her to actually, live her life out as she should have, instead of how others wanted her to. But this just goes to show we can't have nice things. We really can't. We can't have nice things. So that really, really sucks. But R.I.P. to Krasnia. She broke through the walls of her manipulation. She found out the truth about Alex, that her Alex was not such a nice Alex after all. And she gave her life to defend the one person who was exactly like her and the one person who would have known her. As she was meant to be, and she did a great service to America and the world pretty much in doing so. So yeah, R.I.P. to Krasnia. She will never be forgotten, but I really do wish that she'd have actually lived her life out as she was meant to, and actually had a good one of it as well. So yeah, but R.I.P. to Krasnia. What else? Kara unveiled Lex's malice and his betrayal towards the country. So that was a very, very nice turn of events. She created an article that would actually let people know of the truth and actually, unmask him for the monster that he is, which was very, very kind of. It was a nice turn of tables, like them revealing that article as he's like monologuing about how America will realize him for the true hero that he really is, and that they'll look down on Supergirl and the aliens of the world, and that they'll just put him on a pedestal and make him like a god to the rest of the world, whilst we see people receiving news articles on their phones and laptops and whatever of the truth and the deceit of the man known as Alexander Luthor. So that was a very, very nice piece of karma to see. Very nice. But yeah, that was that. No more Harunel for James or Ben Lockwood, so James can return to his normal human self, and he's very much alive as well, so that's cool. And Benny Boy Lockwood, he is back in jail. He is back in jail, and more importantly, and much, much betterly, his son George Lockwood. Oh god, I love the kid. He has had a total change of heart, and he's actually realized the truth behind his actions and his father's actions, and he is now, I think he's probably disbanding the Children of Liberty and actually taking down all the harm that they've done, and he's going to be making up for it. He's, promoting more peace between humans and aliens, and he's hanging out with his friend Charlie as well. That is what I call growth. That is development. Like, I mean, I think they did that fairly well too, because, like, again, given that he's a teenager, still understanding how the world works and still understanding the world around him, he was born into this kind of hatred, like in a family with hatred. Like, his granddad passed it on to his dad, and then Ben passed it on to him. But he's still young enough to be able to know the difference between right and wrong. Like, Ben was too far into his own corruption and too far into into the corruption that his father embedded in him, that he was too far gone. There was no changing Ben. But George is still young enough to want to learn more about the world around him, and want to learn more about, the diverse people and the diverse communities that live within it, human and alien and otherwise. So, he's still young enough to know that there's more to the world than, the little box that his father tried to put him in. And he's going to be promoting that ideology everywhere. He's going to be spreading that kind of message of peace and coexistence, which I love. So I'm hoping we see more of him in the next season. Maybe him, either disbanding the Children of Liberty or maybe rebranding them to be more of like a group for peace. I mean, probably have to change the name, because the name has become tainted quite a bit with the message of hatred and bigotry. But I do hope we see him doing some good stuff with this new message of peace, and just overall doing some good with his newfound kind of mentality that, just because you're different doesn't mean you're bad. And I definitely do think that Dreamer's message from episode 20, or like episode no well, Dreamer's message from the interview that she did with Kara, like seeing George's reaction to that, like finding out that Dreamer is all of these different things, like she's human and she's an alien and she's a trans woman as well. Like even humans who are different, even the humans who are different on Earth get enough slack for simply for existing as they are. So to see someone who's gonna get to see someone coming out as two different things that are so hated on this world, I think definitely changed his like opened his eyes up to the actual diversity within the world. And like the fact that just because you're bad, just because you're different doesn't mean you're bad, and like you can be different and still have a lot to offer to the world and still be good. So he's definitely taken that message to heart, and he's hanging out with his friend a lot more, and I just want to see more of him actually taking the time to understand the world and to keep understanding it and to keep promoting that message of peace. So definitely looking forward to more George Lockwood doing his thing, whatever that may be. But yeah, what else was there? I don't really think much else happened. I'm not sure. I think like in terms of this episode, that was pretty much all there was. The whole Shelly Island thing has been shut down, so no more aliens being held captive. They can all return to their homes and their families. And I think in truth, peace might take a while to actually be reinstated. Like there are still people who are scared out there, but they just need the right kind of push in the right direction. They just need to be shown that this stuff doesn't need to be feared. They can be helped to understand who aliens are and what they are and stuff like that. And things can become better, but I think season 5 might be a good opportunity to show that things take time. So just to promote peace and to promote that message of equality and coexistence in the right way. And to actually take the time to reintegrate society, like to reintegrate that kind of society into a better place to live and a much more peaceful place to live. That would be a good sign. But season 4, this has been a very, very interesting season. Very, very interesting season, because I think it's kind of done a half and half. Like it started off with the whole Children of Liberty thing. It started off with alien immigration and xenophobia and racism and all that stuff, and then they like kind of managed to mix that in well with the whole Lex Luthor thing. I think Ben Lockwood, he was definitely a very, very interesting antagonist, and I think it was a very good idea for them to have done an episode exclusively based on him, to show where his kind of hateful roots came from and how he actually adapted to those roots and how he adapted to the world around him. Like he didn't start off being he started off being skeptical, I'd say, about aliens, but then after having spent some time with his father and being the victim of so many alien kind of collateral damage and like the aftermath of alien battles on Earth, he started to have his mind and his perspective warped really badly. So he eventually grew into that kind of shape and embodiment of hatred and formed the Children of Liberty and everything. So that, like, the Children of Liberty themselves were an interesting enough group to see, and definitely passed off that antagonistic kind of vibe really well. And it was interesting. It was interesting to see how Kara and the DEO and everyone actually worked to fight them off and worked to kind of combat their message of hatred with a message of peace, and to see how that stuff went down. Because again, I think they definitely were reflecting all the issues going on in America with immigration, and actually using their own kind of law and their own kind of their own material to actually pass it off and stuff like that. So that was really cool to see. But yeah, this season as a whole, they've introduced some great new characters, Dreamer and Kelly, and they've all been great, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them in season 2. Some great new character dynamics and new relationships and everything. Like, everything has been amped up this season, I feel. Everything has been amped up, and I feel like it's only going to get even more amped up in season 5, so I'm super looking forward to that. And obviously with these with the new seasons of the shows coming in, everything is also going to help set up for Crisis, so that's going to be another great thing to look forward to. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of the relationships, more of Alex and Kelly, and especially more of Brainier, and also seeing how Lena and Kara go forth with this new truth out in the open that Kara doesn't actually know about yet, but I'm hoping that they actually do handle the Supergirl stuff and the reveal stuff really, really well, and I'm hoping that we can see that stuff explored in depth and see how each party actually responds to it and all of that stuff, which I have no doubt. I have full confidence they'll handle that stuff really well. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have for this episode and for this season as a whole. Great season. Looking forward to the next one. But yeah, that was Supergirl Season 4, Episode 22, titled The Quest for Peace. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next in the story of Supergirl and what you're looking forward to in Season 5. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys next time.